Let's do this. I don't even know what I'm gonna say. I guess we start. I'm not gonna read from a book or something like that, but I'm gonna cheat a little. I need a haircut. I don't like my hair, but let's act like it's okay. So, before I made this video, I kind of thought it's kind of late. But then I realized it's not. I mean, it's a little late. It's mid-January. I've been thinking to myself that like, really, Nora, this time of the year, it's never late. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're over. No, seriously. This video could feel a bit late, but then late for who? It's not late for me, and it's not late for you. Gosh, I'm gonna annoy a lot of people. Oh, well, I didn't do introduction. Hello friends, my name is Nuran, as all of you know, considering most of my subscribers are just my friends right now. I thought I would get back on YouTube because it's been something I always wanted to do, and this time I do have a plan. For today's video, we're gonna talk about my vision board. Basically, for this year, what I've done is that I came up with 12 categories and I came up with 2 goals for each. I know it's a bit ambitious and I know it's a bit much and it's not realistic and it's probably not gonna happen, and I can tell that for the first 2 weeks, not everything is going according to plan, but it does help me kind of keep myself under control a little bit, or at least push myself, or just something to look forward to in general. I know it's a bit too much, but I realized that trying alone to do some of those things, I think I like that. I don't know if you're like me, if you don't like unknown, if not knowing is killing you, then it's a great way to see what you expect from this year or in life in general. We changed the battery, so I'm hoping that it just didn't move much. I just feel more confident and happier when I, well, have stuff to look forward to, and at least, even again, if I cannot reach all of those goals, knowing that I tried my best is just definitely gonna be much better. Actually, another reason that kind of pushed me to do this is that I moved to the UK over a year ago and I've been settling in since. I don't know, like I still feel like I'm not completely settled, or maybe I will never feel that way. I guess that's just life. 2023 wasn't that interesting. Some of that time was wasted because I was just trying to just get more used to life here, learning a lot of things. Looking back, although I had some good memories, some stuff that I will never forget, a lot of new things happening in my life, like oh my god, every month was a different challenge. It wasn't as organized. I mean, you cannot really predict life, but you can try to aim and make it more meaningful maybe. I don't know, it could be just me. I like the idea of having more control and at least feeling more satisfied, if that makes sense. Obviously, we're not gonna remember every single day and we're not gonna remember every single memory, but I thought if I did things that eventually help me become a better me, better version of me, why not? That's the reason I'm doing all of this. Let's just quickly talk about the things I'm expecting from 2024. And if you haven't set yourself any goals, that's alright. But if you feel like, you know, doing something similar, I'm gonna introduce you to my vision board and get you through those goals so we can see if it's something for you. Again, it's never late as long as you make a start. It doesn't matter when you start. Give that a go if you haven't so far. You might as well enjoy it. Let's start with the categories. I'll go through each category and I'm gonna explain every little thing. My vision board is basically the goals I set for this year. I thought it would be fun to force myself to come up with, you know, 24 things. Some of these are very little things, and some of them might sound a bit silly if that is something that you're already doing every day or something that you do naturally. For me, all of these have a meaning, and I think it should be more about how I feel about them. So yeah. So the first and foremost category is personal development. Under that category, I have 2 goals. One of them is to finish 24 books. If you're already reading a lot of books, you might have even more ambitious goals in terms of how many books you're gonna read this year. But for me, who has given up reading for a long time, I think it means a lot. I think 2 books for a month is pretty ambitious, considering the amount of things we do in daily life with work, and if you're a student with, school and all that. I think it's still pretty good amount of books. I feel like it's reachable. I'm close to finishing my first, and this is mid-January, so kind of makes sense. I'm on track. Sometimes I could just cheat and just, choose a shorter book so that it's just easier to catch up with if life happens. And the second one is a weekly creative challenge every week. I thought it would be nice to just keep myself creative, as I do love to create and I do love to do different stuff. So I thought, even without having certain rules, I just thought it would be nice to just do something creative, whatever it is, something different. It doesn't even have to be too different than what you do in your day-to-day life. If it's something creative, you can count one of those things as a weekly challenge. It's just a good way to keep your imagination working. Second category is something I always struggle and something I'm never proud of, to be honest with, and it's health and fitness. For this, I have to say I haven't been really keeping up with it, but it's just good to have, any sort of goal set, so that if you reach it, you feel proud. If you don't, not worry. There's no need to worry. In the end, this is for your own good. At least giving yourself some goals so you can push yourself more if you're not feeling it. I'm not really proud how my progress is going on this, but still good. Basically, I said engage in at least 150 minutes of exercise every week. I mean, it's not that much. It's basically 5 days, 30 minutes exercise and you're done. And I've done one yesterday, good, but I didn't do any during the week. So I just blame it for January, because January is really the most miserable month in London, and I'll just blame it on that. And I hope that by spring I will actually reaching my goal, and yeah, it's good to have some numbers to reach, I guess. So the other one is drinking more water, because I do not like drinking water, especially in winter. It's even harder. Well, I don't like drinking anything that's not hot in winter. It just gets a bit difficult to keep doing that. For me, water is something that I struggle having all the time, so it's just a good way to see if I'm actually drinking enough water, because I feel like I never do. I always have headaches, I feel tired all the time, and I know water is one of the reasons. So yeah, this is just something I'm trying to get better at, hopefully by the end of this year. Just make it turn into more of a habit, so that I don't really have to keep track of it. Next category is career and work. One of the goals is to complete 12 online courses, just something that will help with my current job. It's nice to develop new skills and improve the ones that you have, something that we should be all doing all the time. It could be through something easy, or it could be just like this one where you actually count yourself as completing something. I think it's a good one. And another thing is that to get more proficient in graphic design, because it's been something I've been doing but I've never got technical with it. It's just something that I taught myself. I know nowadays it's easier with certain tools. Canva is a very great tool that basically anyone can create anything, but there are still some ways to make your designs look better. Yeah, I think it's just something that I would like to get better at in general, because I do like creating graphic stuff. The fourth category is something about this. It's content creation. I don't know, I like to be present in social media and internet. I think it's a great way to put your personality out there, and I do enjoy sharing. In order to help myself just keep going, I came up with, of course, another goal of publishing blog posts and videos online as far as it can go. So obviously one of the goals is to create regularly, and the other one is to come up with a content calendar to keep me more aware what I'm gonna do online, because it's nice. Okay, so the fifth category is relationships. For that one, I want to have a date every month with my husband. I think it's cute We do stuff all the time, but just to plan something slightly more special, something more different than what we usually do would be a nice way to just engage with ourselves. It's just fun to do stuff together already, so why not create yourself more memories by doing new things? I don't know. Another one is checking in with my family and friends, as everyone I know, mostly at least, live far, far away. I do with my family anyway, but I could just be more for friends, make sure that I am involved in their lives, to know what's going on in their lives, to be there for them if they need me, or just basically share good news of life. Like, people are important, so I just want to do stuff to keep those people in my life, if that makes sense. Another one is creativity and hobbies. Well, of course, again, here we come. So one of them is that I want to create a photography project this year. I don't know what it's gonna be yet. I haven't decided on it, but I just have been always interested in photography, but I haven't really done much. So I like to create a project that will eventually lead up to a portfolio. It's not gonna be anything professional, it's gonna be just personal, you know. It's a hobby and also something that will spark creativity. I don't know. I think it's cool. And another one is that if you know me, you know that I do like writing, especially stories. I don't write for others apart from the blog. But I thought it would be nice to join some writing challenges every month. It would be also good to improve my writing in English in general, my vocabulary and all that. So it's kind of a win-win situation. The next category is organization and productivity. Sometimes it can be difficult to focus on things, and I think this is something that helps me. One of them is to devote some time to bullet journaling daily. If you don't know what a bullet journal is, I can make a whole video about that, and I think there are a lot of things that you can explore in that area, but basically it's just a journal that you create on your own instead of having set pages. I do like creating my own. Exhibit A. Bullet journaling is something that helps me focus and keep myself on track, what I'm doing, be more aware of things. So it's a good way. I definitely recommend it. This could be a whole different video. And if you know about bullet journals, you know what I'm talking about. And another one is to clean my phone and my laptop's storage. Keep getting rid of stuff that I don't need. Organize those files. Don't keep anything that isn't important or anything that can be easily accessed again. I would say that I have big archives of things. I do tend to keep things a lot, but I think it's better to just get rid of things that I don't really need. Another category is travel and adventure. Well, this year I'm not sure if there are gonna be big travels for us. It's just more daily ones I've set for this year, as I don't know if things will happen, things will happen. One of them is to explore a new place every 2 weeks. It could be a cafe, it could be a museum, it could be, I don't know, an area, or it could be a town, I don't know. It's just nice to go places that you've never been before. After a while, you kind of tend to go to the places that you feel comfortable with, and I think it's kind of limiting. Another one is visit a park every month. London is very known for its parks. There are a lot of beautiful parks out here, even if it's here or out of city, I don't know. It's good to be in that kind of natural environment. It will be nice to be out there. The next category is mindfulness and well-being. That's, well, something we all need to be working on. Sometimes we don't give enough attention to overall well-being. I think it's important to keep yourself on the track, feel happier in life in general. One of them is very basic, just to have a gratitude section in my journal. Noticing those little things always help. And another one is to challenge negative thoughts through CBT techniques. I haven't tried it much, but I have read a lot and heard a lot. Something I want to focus on to feel better in general again. The next category is learning and education. I'm a student for life. I do love that. Learning is always good to keep your brain active, but also just adding more stuff to yourself. One of the things I want to focus on is to improve my languages. I want to learn more Mandarin. I want to go back into French, and I also want to revisit my Japanese. Another one is to watch motivational videos occasionally and take notes from them, because sometimes when you watch things, it just goes away like that. You don't even remember a single thing. Maybe you were inspired for momentarily, but applying those things to your life may be more useful in the long run. Those notes could help me actually gain insights from those videos. So I thought it would be cool to do that. Another one is spirituality and inner growth. For me, based on my belief, I want to read our book more, to understand it more and know about more. So I'm dedicating and trying to read Quran every single day, even if it's for 10 minutes. If you're a believer, it's nice to deepen that connection. And if you're not, I think it could be nice to just find something that will connect your inner self with something. And I think it's a good way to also feed your soul. And another one is to commit to daily praying, because praying is something that I don't do as often, and I think it's making you appreciate things more. I think that's something that's good for me, good for that inner self of me, soul in me, something to definitely invest in. And lastly, the last one I have is home and environment. It's very basic. I wanted to have a more of a regular cleaning schedule, and I don't have it right now, but especially after getting married and having more responsibilities made me aware that having a routine would be really nice, and at least trying to keep up with that kind of routine. And don't get me wrong, I do stuff regularly in a way, but I think creating a better schedule would help us to keep our home clean and organized at all times. Last one is to organize my clutter, because we do all have that drawer that occasionally gets very disorganized and creates a mess. It's just good to, from time to time, spend time to organize those clutter. You would probably feel better as you clean it, because it's not just the cleaning the environment, but also some kind of, I don't know, cleaning your thoughts. But also being in a more organized spaces, I think, make me feel better in general. So yeah, these are all the stuff that I want to do and stuff to give some time to this year. I feel like last year was a bit of a disaster, even though very good stuff happened too. I wasn't as satisfied as I could be with everything happening. So every little bit of thing I do will definitely eventually lead to a happier me. If you're like me, you might find it very stimulating to do anything like this. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you in any way, and sometimes it can be nicer to do these things with a friend. And if you don't have that friend, I'm always here. We can do this together. And again, it's never late to start anything like this. So let me know if you need any help or anything that you'd like to hear more about. I hope I see you soon again and actually keep my promises to myself and get this thing happening for me. Oh my gosh, my spoken English needs a lot more work as well. I'm hoping this video thing will also help with that. So yeah, see you!